Good afternoon to everyone. Thank you for coming to the Italian residence. I would like to give to all of you a warm welcome to this event of the official presentation of the 15th issue of the Villa magazine, dedicated to the Italian contemporary and postmodern villas, by the title Contemporary Villas in Italy, Discovering the Origins. The chief editor and the CEO of the Villa magazine is Mr. Amir Abbas Abutalebi, who is with us. Thank you for organizing with us this event. And this special issue was supported by the Italian embassy. So that's why we all gathered here today to discuss and unveil together this special edition. But before going into the details of this event, I would like to give the floor to His Excellency Ambassador Giuseppe Perrone, Ambassador of Italy.
So thank you, everyone. We're so excited for this beautiful November day, so still very permissive with us. And it's great to have another cultural initiative dedicated to architecture and design, courtesy of Mr. Abutalebi. Thank you, everyone who's cooperated with this. It's interesting because when it comes to this type of initiative, you know, all of you who have followed us, we're very, proactive when it comes to architecture and design. In the past few years, we've had tons of initiatives, and we've always been blessed with the participation of many of you. But this time is a little bit different, in fact, and I am so glad that this could actually eventually take place. I was informed of the activities by Mr. Abutalebi in his research with other colleagues of other embassies who have actually sponsored or promoted similar research projects that you have initiated. And so I was very pleased to discuss this with Yara. But like I was saying, we usually sort of initiate projects and initiatives in the area of culture and especially architecture and design, in the sense that we come up with our own ideas. I mean, we're very picky, in fact. And all of you who have followed us have seen our initiatives with the Domus magazine and our projects, even on most recently about Vico Magistrati, the Parc des Princes project. I see there Professor Neely in Tehran, and many of these projects come of our own initiative. We initiate them. So when Yara proposed me this, it took a little while, basically, to sort of, have us on board for that, but not because of you, because of us. But then, seeing the, but then, we became on board and we worked with you, and we did ourselves our own homework on this. And eventually today, the result, the final result, I see the book on Italian villas ready. And I see that it's really a major effort with an incredible result, in fact, because I don't know if you have had the opportunity of seeing it, probably not, but it's a book that is really extensive in its research, and it's a book that really highlights the unique character of Italian villas within a history that spans from like Roman times until today, with a focus on contemporary villas. And it's quite an educational book, because it not just displays a few projects of villas, maybe the most renowned ones, but no, I mean, it actually brings the reader into the evolution of the concept of villa throughout the time, from Roman time throughout the sort of the Renaissance, the Baroque time, all the way to the modern times with the more rationalistic style and up until the concept of home Italian style, casa all'italiana, which characterized the 20th century, and up to the 21st century examples. So it's really, it really shows what Italian villa is all about. And for that, I'm really pleased. It's very educational to us as well, because we've had the opportunity of really catching this concept from a very comprehensive perspective. And I'm also glad, because talking about Italian villas is not just about analyzing these different projects, these different achievements throughout history, but it's also exploring a concept that for us is very key. When it comes to Italian culture, the concept of villa is really central. Not just for its architectural meaning, which is impressive, and from Vitruvio onward, the Italians have always, engaged into planning and project villas from an architectural point of view, but also from its sort of philosophical meaning, what a villa is indeed itself. It's not just an architectural drawing, an architectural design, but it's much more. And we've talked about this when we talked about the famous Gio Ponti Tehran project, sorry, of the Villa Namazi, and the concept of Casa all'Italiana, which was the basis on which the magazine Domus was created. Villa, home Italian style, which is not just a villa, but a concept. The concept of the interaction between interior and outdoor spaces. But the concept also of a comprehensive dwelling, of a comprehensive home, which is not just architecture, but it's also the way the villa is decorated inside. Because if you have like a beautiful building, but inside is poorly decorated, well, that not serves the purpose. But the purpose is to build something that is beautiful. It's not just beautiful outside for passersby to look at, but it's beautiful inside, the way it's decorated. So for Italians, it's extremely important also the decoration part. And so all these arts that combine themselves together. So the architecture, but also design, but also fine arts, but also industrial design. So everything that is inside the house becomes functional to highlighting whatever is beautiful and whatever is beautiful to the eyes. So when you're in a house, you have to be sort of submerged by beauty, not just from the outside, but also from the inside. And all these beautiful projects that Mr. Abu Talebi shows in the villa, they all exemplify that. And for that, I am truly grateful, because it shows, again, what Italian villas are all about throughout history. This is a concept that stays there throughout history. It's not just a beautiful, a symmetrical buildings, but it's what they represent. And for that, I think the long listing, the long series of villas that you display in the magazine is quite illustrative. It contains the same character that continues all the way. Like I was saying, this is part of our architectural projects. We've had, I would just name a few, the Domus Eyes on Iran, the beautiful special issue of Domus magazine, completely decorated on Iran, was probably the most symbolic and the most important moment, because one thing that for us was very important is to present Italian architecture and design, not just isolated in itself, but for an Iranian public, for what it represents for Iranians. And the Iranians have always been terrific partners in this endeavor for Italian architecture. We've always displayed and we've always showcased examples of Iranian architecture and design that are meaningful for an Iranian audience. And that's why we were very pleased to feature the Villa Namazi in Nyavaran in so many of our initiatives. Villa Namazi, for those of you, very few who don't know what it is, it's a 1950s building built by Italian architect Gio Ponti, which is a jewel of modern architecture and stands still in all its beauty in this neighborhood, by the way, of Tehran. And many other buildings which are important. I mentioned the Parc des Princes by Vico Magistretti, and many other ideas and buildings and concept and cooperation that were implemented, that were achieved together with Iranian architects. And then again, I should mention all the Iranian architects who are here tonight. I saw Nima Kaivani earlier, but there are many more. Kaminaderi is also here with us, who designed beautiful contemporary villas in Tehran, which were featured by Domus magazine in the past few decades. So that shows what? That shows the vitality of Iranian modern architecture and the permanent, persistent link with Iranian architecture throughout history, which today continues with beautiful creations. So sorry, I think I've talked a lot, but it was due because the initiative deserves and because it falls within a continuing, a series of initiatives that we've embraced and we've been promoting throughout these past few years. So thank you for coming, and thanks again, Dr. Abu Talibi, for your effort. Thanks so much.